Well, good evening. Welcome to Bedtime Stories with me, Pastor Michelle. Today's Friday, November 27th, and our woman of the hour is Zora Neale Hurston. So Zora's unique upbringing led her down a path of storytelling and creativity. She was raised in Eatonville, a historic town in Florida. Eatonville was special because in 1886 it became the first self-governed all-black city in America. It was an idyllic, nurturing environment that fostered an extreme sense of pride in its culture and traditions. As a young woman, Zora worked a number of jobs and saved up enough money to enroll at Howard University in 1918, and there she published her first story. By 1925, she had won awards for writing and had caught the attention of prominent black authors living in Harlem. That year, she moved to New York and continued her undergraduate degree as the first black student at the all-women's Barnard College. She worked alongside famous creatives including Langston Hughes, County Cullen, and Elaine Locke, who were involved in the black artistic movement known as the Harlem Renaissance. They were called the New Negroes. Zora was celebrated as a writer who personified the movement and was given the nickname Queen of the Renaissance. She recognized the need to record African American stories, and she celebrated them long before others realized how important they would be. Her famous works include her masterpiece, Their Eyes Were Watching God, a novel inspired by her Eatonville past. In Moles and Men, her published collection of stories from North Florida, she tracked and recorded the tales that built up the rich culture of the African American South. Tell My Horse was the result of years of research and study of folklore and religion in Jamaica and Haiti. Upon her passing, the famous writer Alice Walker called her a genius of the South. All right, so great to hear about her. So let's hear our Disney story of the night, and it comes to you from Peter Pan, and it's called Where's Tink? Peter Pan was in a hurry to meet Tinkerbell. They had a date for a game of tag. Tink, he called as he arrived at his hideout. He took off his hat and placed it on the table. I'm home, but there was no reply. How strange. Tinkerbell was never late. Peter called her name again as loudly as he could, but still there was no answer. Wake up, he shouted to the lost boys who were napping in hammocks. Tinkerbell's missing. Where would she go? Asked Toodles. Peter thought for a moment. He knew that Tinkerbell liked to fly around Neverland, and she really liked paying visits to other fairies, but not when she had a game of tag to play with Peter. The question, Peter Pan finally declared, is not where she would go, but who could have taken her. Oh, the lost boys shuddered. Do you mean, the raccoon twins began. Indians? Finished Peter. I certainly do. I can see it right now. While you were sleeping, a whole band crept into our hideaway and stole our Tinkerbell away, then slightly woke up. Or what if it was pirates? Of course, Peter said. Those dirty, rotten scoundrels. It would be just like them to lure Tinkerbell outside, ambush her, and kidnap her and hold her for ransom. Men, we can't just stand here while Tinkerbell suffers in the grimy hands of bloodthirsty pirates. Why, she could be in mortal danger. I hereby declare that a rescue mission be formed at once. What do you say? Are you with me? Hurrah, hurrah, the boys cheered. Suddenly, Peter heard a sound. Ring-a-ling-a-ling. Tink, Peter exclaimed as his missing and furious friend shot up into the air. Where have you been? You had me worried sick. Tinkerbell just jingled angrily at Peter. She hadn't been kidnapped. She'd been trapped under Peter's hat the whole time. I like that because it reminds me of stories about the kingdom of God. And I know I can relate everything because I always think that the kingdom of God, we look for it. We look for it in these places where, but a lot of those parables in the Bible, it talks about how the kingdom is kind of right under our nose. It's right here. It's already happening. Just like Tinkerbell was, he was looking for Tinkerbell, and lo and behold, she was right there under his hat. Anyway, much love to all of you. Have a wonderful day.